Disaster management. Disaster management can be defined as the organization and management of resources and responsibilities for efficiently dealing with the disasters. It deals with the preparedness, response, recovery in order to lessen the impact of the disasters. Disaster management has four basic components: preparedness, response, recovery, prevention, and mitigation. Preparedness involves activities prior to disasters. For example, preparedness plans, then warning systems, etc. Response involves activities during a disaster, like public warning systems, search and rescue, etc. Recovery involves activities following a disaster, like temporary housing, long-term medical care and counseling, etc. Prevention and mitigation involves activities that reduce the effects of the disasters, like building codes and zoning, vulnerability analysis, public education, etc. You can see the disaster management cycle over here. Next is disaster preparedness. Now, preparedness should be in the form of money, manpower, and materials. It involves evaluation from the past experiences about risk, location of disaster-prone areas, organization of communication, information, and warning systems, ensuring coordination and response mechanisms, coordination with media, and national and international relations, then keeping a stock of foods, medicines, and other commodities. Response measures are usually those which are undertaken immediately prior to and following disaster impact. It includes implementation of plans, activation of the counter-disaster systems, search and rescue, provision of emergency food shelter, medical assistance, survey and assessment, evacuation measures. Then recovery. Recovery is the process by which communities and the nation are assisted in returning to their proper level of functioning following a disaster. The three main categories of activities normally undertaken under the recovery segment are restoration, reconstruction, and rehabilitation. In the last phase, that is prevention and mitigation. Prevention involves actions within this segment are designed to impede the occurrence of the disaster event and prevent such an occurrence having harmful effects on communities or the key installations. Mitigation actions within this segment usually takes the form of specific programs intended to reduce the effects of disaster on the nation or the community. In this diagram, you can see the national disaster management structure. Now, if we look at the government initiatives on disaster management, then the Government of India has set up National Committee on Disaster Management under the chairmanship of Prime Minister. The recommendation of the National Committee on Disaster Management form the basis of the National Disaster Risk Management Program and strengthens the national disaster management and response mechanisms. The United Nations Development Programme (UNDP) has also been supporting various initiatives of the government to strengthen disaster management capabilities. The program includes various components. The components are: first, development of state and district disaster management plans, then development of disaster risk management and response plans, information of disaster management teams and committees, then capacity building, which involves the process by which individuals and organizations obtain, improve, and retain skills, knowledge, and other resources that are required to do their job to a greater capacity. Then training, then integration of plans with the development plans of the local self-governments. Answer the following questions. First question, what is disaster management? Second question, name the four basic components of disaster management. Third question, what is the full form of UNDP and NCDM? And fourth question, what is capacity building?